Live from Arkansas' streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on THV 11 Plus. Hope your day is off to a good start. Ashley King is here. Karen Fuller is here. Nathan Scott is here. And for Tracy Bean, who is off all this week. And man, I know we're going to get to traffic first, but what a shock we had last night. At least I woke up this morning and saw these beautiful pictures, Northern Lights. It was amazing.
You know, it hasn't happened since last year, October 10th. And just basically the sun produced a huge, massive energy directed at the earth. It was a lot of energy, so we got lucky enough to see the Northern Lights here in Arkansas. There's a small chance we could see it again this evening. More on that forecast later.
I would love it. You saw them in Bauxite. I saw your Instagram. I was like, whoa.
We were coming back from a ball game, and I had just seen some pictures, and I told my husband, and we started looking up, and we could see it. We could see that red hue in the sky.
So cool.
And when you take your pictures on your phone and you use that night mode, they really start to pop. But some people, like my mom, took a picture from their deck in Clinton, and you could see the green and the red. It was beautiful. She got a really good picture.
What a nice treat.
Yeah, I mean, we don't normally see that here just because we don't have enough of a geomagnetic storm produced by the sun. But the sun goes through cycles. It goes through 11-year cycle, and we're at the peak of that cycle, or just descending from the peak. So that's why we still have the chance to see them out there this year. But over the next few years, that chance goes downhill fairly quickly. I explained it all on WeatherWise, which you can also watch here on THV 11 Plus. We got really into it, real in depth on why Aurora Borealis happens occasionally here.
Sounds fascinating. It does.
It's really neat to see.
It's very cool. I'm going to tell you what, we had a traffic-o-matic storm on Monday at 5:30 northbound. But today, though, okay, so far your natural slowdowns.
This week has been one extreme to the next, because Monday was an issue. Yesterday, no traffic at all because of Veterans Day and everyone staying home. This morning it's back to normal, it seems, because we're starting to see the traffic increase, or the volume increase, right here on 30 eastbound, and this is right on time. So right here on around Alexander on 30 eastbound, you can see it's starting to slow down. Of course, where I put my little dot there, it's only going 47 miles per hour, but before you get to that, you're slowing down a little bit more. And just past Alexander there too, because we're in the orange there. But that is really the only slowdown. But look at this. You can see exactly how much volume we have and how slowly it is moving right now with this shot here at Alexander on 30 eastbound. But our drive times into downtown Little Rock looking like this: 24 minutes if you're coming in from Conway, and still looking okay. It's starting to increase though if you're coming in from Benton around the Alcoa Road exit to downtown Little Rock. Cabot still looks great at 19 minutes. And of course, we'll check that again coming up. Nathan?
Yeah, we started off yesterday morning into the 20s. This morning we are warmer, significantly warmer. Here's a 24-hour temperature difference. It's about 10 to as much as 16, 11 degrees in Searcy, 14 degrees warmer in Mena. So when we take a look at the winds right now, that's why the temperatures are a little bit on the warmer side, because that wind is keeping things mixed up. 49 is the number in Harrison, 40 here in Little Rock, 36 though in Russellville, and 34 in Arkadelphia. You need the coat, maybe the winter coat for some folks early this morning, as those wind chills are also in the 30s in some parts of the region. But you'll be tossing the coat to the side over the next few hours as temperatures warm up into the mid to upper 60s around lunchtime, and highs today across the state will climb up into the low to mid 70s. So once again, we're back well above average, and this warming trend, it continues. It's going to be even warmer for your Thursday, and then we could get close to 80 degrees in some parts of the region to close out the work week. More on that complete 70 forecast coming up.
Developing now, University of Arkansas police are investigating 2 separate alleged rape cases reported within 24 hours of each other, both happening inside campus residence halls.
UAPD says one report came from Walton Hall on November 6th and another from Yoakum Hall the very next day. Now, both are co-ed dorms that house hundreds of students. Many students say they are alarmed, saying these incidents raise questions about safety inside campus housing.
Advocates at the Northwest Arkansas Center for Sexual Assault say the concerns are justified and that the scope of the investigation should reach far beyond campus.
Anytime there is a sexual assault reported, that's alarming. We are the state with the second highest rape rate in the country. We're second to Alaska.
We're told calls for help have doubled over the past year, and while that might seem worrisome, it may also be a good sign that more survivors are coming forward.
And they are urging anyone affected by sexual assault to reach out right away, reminding survivors there are free, confidential resources available in the community.
This morning, new optimism that the longest government shutdown in U.S. history could finally be ending soon. After 43 days, the House returns to session today, where they will vote on the Senate bill that would reopen the government and restore pay for thousands of federal workers. Among other changes, the plan funds operations through January 30th. It reverses shutdown-related layoffs and protects key programs like SNAP food benefits. But Democratic efforts to add Affordable Care Act subsidies failed to make the cut. That was one of their highest priorities that Republicans promised they will address.
Democrats will continue to press the case to say to our Republican colleagues, you have another opportunity to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits.
But the ripple effects of the shutdown continue. More than 1,200 flights canceled just Tuesday, and air traffic controllers are going without another paycheck. Transportation authorities say even once the government reopens, it could still be days before air travel returns to normal. Also developing, the promise to fully fund SNAP is on hold right now, while the Supreme Court says a judge's order to use emergency money for SNAP stays in effect. The ruling just came down overnight. It extends a pause that was first issued Friday by Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. That decision keeps roughly $4 billion locked up while Congress works to end the shutdown. But if lawmakers reach a deal soon, however, the entire court fight could quickly be dropped.
SNAP benefits are part of 3 separate spending bills covering everything from military and veterans programs to the Department of Agriculture and the FDA. Claire Everbach spoke with Arkansas Congressman Steve Womack. Now, he says once those bills clear Congress, other funding priorities could soon follow.
Once it gets to the president and gets signed, that will effectively end the shutdown, and then there will be money to pay everybody and to make good on the commitments that we have promised.
Congressman Womack says this funding bill would reopen critical parts of the government and give Congress time to finish the rest of the 2026 appropriation bills.
That would allow the government to reopen and the Congress to get back to the table to finish the fiscal 26 appropriation bills. So I think to have a transportation bill, an appropriation bill funding transportation out of the House and Senate and signed into law right now would be a real benefit to this country, because then we can start letting contracts and getting some of this infrastructure across the finish line.
One of these bills, the Transportation, Housing and Urban Development and Related Agencies Appropriations Act, was introduced by Womack in July. He says the bill would have a major impact on Northwest Arkansas, funding projects like roads, bridges, railways, federal aviation, and housing assistance programs.
From a local standpoint, I've got over $100 million of infrastructure and related dollars that are going to come back to the 3rd District of Arkansas, but only if we can pass fiscal 26 appropriation bills. And that includes a lot of really, really good projects that benefit a lot of people that I represent.
That was Claire Everbach reporting. Womack says he plans to vote to end the shutdown by the end of today. Fellow Congressman Rick Crawford says he is on his way back to Washington, literally driving there to cast his vote to get the government reopened. Also this morning, the FCC has rolled back limits on prison phone and video call rates, meaning calls could cost up to 11 cents per minute in large prisons and 41 cents in smaller jails. The Arkansas Advocate reporting Baxter County's small jail even shut down phone services earlier this year over the previous caps. Advocates warn higher costs could hurt families, noting staying in touch helps incarcerated people succeed after their release. Supporters say the change helps facilities cover safety and monitoring costs, and the new rates take effect 120 days after being published in the Federal Register.
A new University of Arkansas survey finds nearly 1 in 4 adults in Arkansas, 24% in the past month, have used tobacco. That's above the national average of 18%. Tobacco remains one of Arkansas's most urgent health challenges, linked to cancer, heart disease, stroke, and respiratory illness. It also costs the state's healthcare system more than $1 billion each year. The survey's community-level data will help target areas with the highest tobacco use, with interactive maps expected online in early of next year.
A new report from the American Lung Association shows Arkansas ranks 4th in the nation for new lung cancer cases, with more than 68 per 100,000 people. The study highlights that only about 17% of high-risk Arkansans are currently being screened, leaving many cases undetected until it's too late. Researchers also point to factors like tobacco use as a major contributor, underscoring ongoing challenges for public health in the state.
Now let's turn back to Ashley King and a check of the traffic at this hour. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, it's looking, pretty normal for this time of the day. It's just after 7, and of course, we start to see that volume really increase on 30 eastbound, and that is the case right now. It's moving at about 25 to 30 miles per hour around Alexander. In fact, we can find out exactly how it is moving right now. So 21 miles per hour, actually a little slower than I thought on 30 eastbound right before you get to Alexander. So anywhere between 4:30 back to past the Bryant exit, you're going to see some slowdowns this morning. And here's a look right now in front of the Bass Pro Shop. They have that carnival going. I was talking about going to Bauxite yesterday, driving in Saline County. They had that all lit up in front of the Little Rock Outlet Mall with that little carnival that's going on right now in the Ferris wheel. But this is what it looks like right now. Right before you get to 4:30, you can see the volume increasing just a little bit. Our drive times into downtown Little Rock look like this. 25 minutes coming in from Conway. That looks great. Starting to slow down a little bit if you're coming in from Saline County into Little Rock. And then Cabot still looking good. We're at 19 minutes into downtown Little Rock. So yeah, things are not too bad, and it's going to be a beautiful day. It's a beautiful morning.
Yeah, Ashley, you might need a warm cup of coffee or tea to get you going this morning because it is a chilly start to the day. Temperatures are all over the place depending upon if you're seeing a wind out there. It's 47 in Hot Springs, but 34 in Arkadelphia, 40 in the capital city, and 30 in Clinton. Lots of sunshine. That's what you can expect out there through the rest of the day. We'll warm things up. Temperatures already into the mid to upper 60s lunchtime, and highs today. How about upper 60s to lower 70s? Then we're up to 74 on Thursday with some more clouds mixed in, high to mid-level clouds, and close to 80 Friday with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Your nighttime lows also going in the wrong direction. They're going to be into the mid-50s to begin your Friday morning. I'll let you know how long this warming trend will stick around and when our next chance of rain arrives coming up.